So it's been a few hours, and as you can see, I've been able to successfully seal up those gaps on the bulk carrier, bulk cruiser. It's nice and full of sealant, and have trimmed off all the excess, ready to go and get undercoated probably mid next week. Obviously fixed up the issue that I had with the peg and made that all fix good. Didn't do anything too much more to it. Looks pretty good as is, sort of thing. Obviously we'll tell when it comes to the painting side of things. I also put some sealant that I happen to have down in this gap right here of the assault frigate. Just cleaned it all up and also make it suitable for painting later on. Again, with this one, the model is always pretty good already. No sign of any additional flashing. I took a bit longer look at this section just after the peg here, where I thought that it might have been an additional bit of flash that was joining the two, sort of thing, but no, it seems to have been there deliberately. The antenna, unfortunately, it's a small piece, and unfortunately it's a case that I might just have to put a little bit of super glue on it just to put it straight again, sort of thing, just very gently. The assault transport, which is that bulb up the top, looks pretty good. Everything else is nice. Cleaned up both Gazantes fairly well, no major issues. Did have one small mishap in that the bottom antenna, the second antenna, got knocked off. Unfortunately, see how this one's got the second antenna on the bottom right there, while the top one doesn't. That should still be okay. Basically, I'll just have it as an alternative sort of thing. Yeah, run it from there. Both of them are pretty good. I just had to do a bit of trimming on the stand itself, just so that it would fit into the stand for when I go and do the painting process of it, so it's now nice and loose, because obviously once I start painting it, the thickness of the paint as I go through the various stages will actually increase the size of that peg to a point where I actually can't put it on the peg. Yeah. Now, lastly, the Vindicator. So as indicated, I managed to trim down the section here where the actual holes, you can still slightly see where the initial turrets were, but that should be okay once I get some paint on it or get my Dremel out and actually do a little bit more cleaning of that on the sander, and have put on some turrets into a couple of different positions. Let's refocus that. Yeah, so I've got two normal turrets. I think this one is an ion turret, or it could be Rebel turbo laser. I'm not sure how Mel describes these turrets that he does. So that I've got two on the center axle and then one on each side. I thought that was probably most appropriate for the size comparison. And then on the reverse side, I also put two turrets and then another single turret up the end, so making it look rather bit more well armed, I guess, when you look at the top versus the bottom rather than what it initially was. So that will be certainly an enjoyable piece to paint up. Rule wise, I still think I'll probably run it as a Vindicator, and put it on a medium, although this is a small stand, and as you can see, it's obviously should be on a bigger stand than the small, and yeah, so it'll go on a medium. It'll just look fairly small on a medium base. Well, that's it for me. Unfortunately, I will need to concentrate on my normal regular job, and then I might be able to get back and doing 1 or 2 videos, maybe next weekend sort of thing. Lastly, just before I finish, side note of my other project that I am currently working on, you'll see some lovely dragons that I've just been working on for Dystopian, and I'll be gluing them shortly, so they'll be coming on to my Dystopian age battles very shortly. Okay, bye.